body systems project, specifically the computer science component where we create the fun facts button. Just so you know, prior to coding the fun facts button, there's two things that you need to decide. You need to decide whether your group will create the same button appearance or a different button appearance. And secondly, the second question actually goes along with it. So if you take a look even at mine, I decided to have the same button for each one. Now, that doesn't have to be the case. The quiz person could make a little sheet of paper and write quiz on there, and that could be the button. The diagram person could have some other image. Either way, you need to decide that. If you decide to do a different button, then the second question is applicable. Will you design the button yourself or will you upload a button image? And you've just got to do that prior to coding just to save you time. So will you design it yourself or upload a button image? I decided to design one myself, just make a circle and write the text in. So with that being said, let's actually go ahead and do our coding for our button. So I'll go ahead and find my fun facts. And I'll go ahead and go inside to where my fun facts actually are, and I'm going to create a new sprite. So I'm going to paint a new sprite, and this is important. Leave this as costume 1. Okay, that's going to affect the code if we change that. So leave that as costume 1, and go ahead and click your ellipse if you're going to design one, and make your text. So mine is fun facts. And remember a couple things. Number one, I can change the font on this if I wanted to. If I wanted to change it to a different font, I can change it that way. Second thing that you need to be aware of is that I can resize it once I am done typing, and I can move it. But once I click outside of it, Scratch is unforgiving. I'm not going to be able to go back in. The third thing that you need to know is that if you feel like your button is too large, you can click on the select icon and then select your button and then resize it from there. So if that's going to be too big or too small for you, you can resize it. That looks like a nice size for me. Let me just add some color and I'll put that in there, and great. I've got my code for my button. What I'll want to, sorry, I've got my actual button. Let's go ahead and add the code. Go to your scripts tab and let's go ahead and grab a when flag clicked from your events. Okay, I'm going to go to looks and I'm going to say when the flag is clicked, make sure that we show it. And right now what I'm going to do is decide where I want the button to be. Now, ultimately the person who puts all of these things together will be the person deciding where the buttons will go. But just for right now, let's just change that or decide that. I'll just say I want my fun facts button in the corner here, and I'll drag over from the motion drawer the go to X, Y. And remember, if I drag it over wherever it is located, Scratch will tell me where it's currently located up in the top right. So right now it's at 200, -20, -120, and that's where I want it to go. Now I'll go back to events, and I'll go ahead and drag over when I receive, and I'm actually going to change this to a new message. That new message is going to be called main menu. Now this is extremely important here. Make sure that it's main with a capital M, space in between, and menu with a capital M. Okay, if you do anything with lowercase or don't separate the words, it's going to screw up the code at the very end. So we wanted to make sure that it's main, space, menu, both with capitals, and I've got that. What I'm going to do is actually repeat this code right here. So if you wanted to, I could actually click on my stamp right here and stamp this code and make sure that it's showing again. Okay, so I've got the same code for when flag clicked and when I receive main menu. I'm going to drag over another block of code, and it's now going to say when I receive not fun facts, not main menu, but the new message is going to be called switch with a capital I or capital S, SWITCH. Again, that's capital SWITCH. I've got that there. When I receive switch, this time I want to actually hide the button. And now, finally, I can actually add the code that will make this all run. So I'll go to events, and now When this sprite is clicked, this is what gives my button its functionality. When this sprite is clicked, I'm going to broadcast two things. I'm going to broadcast, first of all, fun facts, and then secondly, I'm going to broadcast switch. That's it. My code is done. I'm going to make sure that I've done a file, save now, and let's see that this is working. When I click on fun facts, great, my fun facts are running. And it should be cycling through all of my fun facts at this point. And my last fun fact was just one more slide, and just want to make sure that that's working. Yep, all of that's working. And now when my flag is clicked, great, my button comes back. I'm all set with my fun facts button.